Analytics, projects, requirements, a consultative approach to figuring out the requirements for analytics projects. In this audio video presentation, I want to bring out ideas on how to go about analytics project requirements. In the process, I will speak about what gives rise to business analytics problems. When you start your work, depending on your position, an organization may give you an analytics project, or they may not know what could be an immediate analytics project and you have to figure it out. Analytics problems are specific to an organization based on their current analytics maturity levels, the analytical assets they have, the right measurements they have to use, and the risks of sustainability. We have to start the conversation with a plan of a consultative interview process within your organization, for the reasons I mentioned earlier, especially if the organization doesn't know what is the right analytics project is. So the basic things are: ask good questions and take notes. And what are those good questions, and why are those questions are good? Those are the things that I'm going to answer. So start the conversation with an interview in your mind to document requirements for an analytics project. Every one of the reasoning in the following list of bullet points that I'm going to share with you helps you appreciate the abstraction of how analytical opportunities arise. First and foremost, resources are limited and oftentimes they are costly. Resources are limited and oftentimes they are costly. And we always say that how are we going to stretch a dollar, right? Or stretch a rupee? Then the second point is that the needs of consumers drive the attributes of products and services. And that's exactly what is meant by consumer-centric approach. And recall design thinking here. Design thinking is all about consumer-centric. And consumers differ in their attitudes, preferences, and their behaviors. Consumers differ in their attitudes, preferences, and their behaviors. So the first point is resources are expensive, and often they are resources are limited, and often they are expensive. And second point is that consumers differ in their attitudes and preferences. The third point is consumers differ in their capacity to pay. Not everyone can afford the same type of product, high quality product, for example, or with lots of different features. So the first point is consumers. The first point is the resources are limited. Second point is that the consumers' attitudes, preferences, and behaviors differ among the consumers, and their capacity to pay also differ significantly. And the fourth point is, in order to address these three challenges, organizations create product differentiations and match them with consumer segments. Organizations create product differentiations to match with the consumer segments. So customer segmentation is very, very important from the organization point of view. Organizations create or leverage product differentiations to address the variations in segmentations. I mentioned that earlier. Okay. And not only that they create the segmentation, but also they will create price differentiation, incentives to match the product differentiation with the customer segmentation. So in essence, even if the products and services are perfectly created, because of the 80-20 rule, that is the Pareto law, and the market dynamics, there will always be disequilibrium among different customer segments and their matched products. So that is an analytical opportunity again. How do we match it? And it's a constant change in the constant flux that happens in the marketplace, for which analytics solutions are important. So if an analyst is looking for ways to start discussions about analytical opportunities in an organization, the following list of questions with management can be helpful. First and foremost is, who is our consumer, our customer? Next one is, what are the right product service characteristics that they have to build into their products? And third, how are we going to differentiate vis-a-vis the competition in segmentation, product service characteristics, their match, optimum match, and pricing. And this is basically the CRM strategy. And common to all these things is, the strategic metric that drives the whole organization. And various key performance indicators and key lead indicators have to be in support of the strategic metric. Recall Moneyball movie. In the Moneyball movie, it is the OBP, on-base percentage, was the strategic metric. And once that was set, the hiring, training, fielding, and firing all dependent on that strategic metric. If anything is going to improve that strategic metric in favor of the organization, that will be favored. That action will be favored in the organization, throughout the organization, whatever the department is. And otherwise, it will not be favored. It will not be favored wherever that happens within the organization. So these are the three fundamental things that you have to understand, and that will help you understand what your analytics projects are. Because each one of these questions, who is your customer, and what are the right products and services, and what are the right products and services characteristics, and how are we going to differentiate vis-a-vis the competition while matching the segmentation, customer segmentation, with the products and pricing. And this CRM strategy will help refine product development strategy also as a continuous improvement. So I would say this is the template to start your analytics projects and priorities. And in the next presentation, I will talk about how the various analytics questions raised here, the three key questions raised here, are mapped into different analytical methods. Thank you.